What women who make the wrong decision end up doing is trying to outthink everyone, but you cannot outthink God's punishment for your lie. Your lie is, I'm in charge of this, when in truth you're barely in charge of your own life. You made decisions that got you something, but it didn't get you the life you were promised. And it didn't get you the life you were promised because you chose free will over God's will. Now, somebody might say that about me, that my free will has kept me homeless. It hasn't. Someone impeded everything I set out to do once I got here. And my guess, it might have been a man in a shop like a guy named Bruce, or was one of his gay children who runs that place. Or it could have been Trevor, who is a guy who might have been stealing food from my endeavors, but you can't say. Maybe it was Vincent, the kid who's not supposed to be here and wasn't really a part of an airlift, or was he, from Vietnam? It's hard to say. But what we know is we've always got someone who wants to take from someone else, and that is the illness of that community. The illness of that community is, I can't live my life without taking from someone, and that's untrue. God has a portion of His universe for everyone, but here's the thing we're going to have a challenge with pretty soon. You have to decide why they're giving people COVID. They're not giving people COVID just to see who survives it. They're giving people COVID to put people in masks so that people are a little safer. It's true. But they're also giving people this concept because we might not be the only creatures in the universe. And for that, what's going to end up with humanity may be overdue. You see, there are creatures out there that we see in television shows and in videos, and we sit there and go, wow, that is incredible CG. Or is it? Or is it really a real creature that has visited and wants to be in a movie so that we don't freak out once we eventually see them? And maybe there are world treaties out there with each country about what those creatures can do to us because they're so powerful that we don't know how to handle them. And unless we start interacting, we won't figure that out. And a mad scientist would propose that. Let's make pals and figure out how to do this. But what you know about aliens from outer space, from what we see in Star Trek Next Generation and other concepts of alien races in the movies, in Hollywood, in that propaganda arm, is really what it is that there are those who are friends to us, there's those who are enemies to us, and there's those who want to allegedly eat us. Think of Alien. God help us if that was a real creature that just wanted to be in the movies. Can you imagine? Now, we've seen the makings of, so we know it's not true, but that doesn't mean it's not based on something, does it? What we have to decide is, what would happen if aliens landed? Would American citizens band together regardless of color, or would they start to push out, like in the Will Smith film, which I can't even remember, that was so disconcerting? My son wanted to see it, and I'm like, okay, I'll go. But I didn't really want to go. There was nothing about the preview that wanted to make me go. And let's face it, if you're a connoisseur of film like me, I know what a stinker is the minute I see it. The minute I see that film, I know it's a stinker. It doesn't mean society won't embrace it. It's just about where our morals are.